Yeah, so I mean, you obviously see Corey Sandhagen in his corner, his boxing coach Donald Cameron, and Sean Madden in his corner. This guy also, one thing to be noted is Naimov is a Taekwondo world champion. He has over 100 matches all over Eastern Europe and Asia. So hopefully we're going to see some of that dynamic Taekwondo in the cage tonight.
I just want to see a flare kick like they used to do in Tekken with the Bruce Lee character, Law, just a backflip. That would be dope. That would be dope.
I must say, I mean, good thing these guys have the red and the blue tape on because they do look very similar.
Yeah, it's like the cousins fighting each other for the last plate. Well, that's what we do at the house, right, G? We kind of fight for the last plate of food. That's it.
Who gets it? Be curious.
Julian, go ahead.
Who does it look like
savage,
gets it?
The savage gets it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going to mute her mic right now. We have these panic buttons in front of us, and I'm panicking. I am panicking as we speak. Get your hands away from my neck. Oh, they really do look like cousins fighting each other. Yeah, the red and blue tape does help.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following featherweight bout is set with 3 5-minute rounds of action. Introducing first, fighting in the blue corner, this striker and jiu-jitsu specialist stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 145.4 pounds. He enters this fight with a professional record of 5 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw. And fighting out of Tempe, Arizona, he is Andres the Punisher Pons. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this striker stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 145 pounds. He enters this fight with a professional record of 5 wins and 2 losses. And fighting out of Denver, Colorado, by way of Dushanbe, Tajikistan, he is МУХАММАД. The referee assigned this fight, Larry Fulton.
And our fighter breakdown brought to you by It's a 10 Hair Care Line.
Yeah, fighter breakdown. Ponce, look for the takedown on the ground and pawn. NAIMOV, showcase Taekwondo skills. Man, guy's a world champion Taekwondo. We're going to see if we can showcase some of that tonight and look for those nice spin kicks and that flashy style.
And this is a traditional stand-up fighter versus ground opponent. And we see both of them opening up with a jab. Oh, beautiful outside leg kick. Ponce, and trying to retaliate is NAIMOV. These guys are quick on the field. Ooh. Almost ran into that leg, but grabs a nice single leg and beautiful outside trip from NAIMOV. Amazing hips to scramble back up to his feet.
Yeah, you have to have great hips if you're a Taekwondo specialist. Oh, nice high kick right there.
Those feet have been coming fast by both, really. And again, Andres Ponce beating Juan Archuleta. Again, I respect Juan very highly, so I want to see Andres put in some work here. A nice shot and beautiful circle scramble down block by NAIMOV.
I'm obviously always open for a fighter who's willing to pull guard, but against the cage, it definitely makes it a lot more difficult to even get the angle, throw up submissions, and puts the person on top in a lot better position to really start throwing some strikes and doing some damage.
Yeah, you don't have that space unless you're Charles Rosa throwing those arm bars up.
Ooh, arm bars, triangles. I mean, Jillian's a savage at those herself. I mean, this is not a position that you want to be though. However, in an MMA fight, if you're on your back, you got to hump for that submission immediately. Throw up the triangle, the arm bar to get off your, to get off your back, to get back on your feet. You don't want to sit there, burns out your legs, burns out your thighs, and then you start eating big elbows and punches like you saw in some of the last fights.
There was one of the fights where you both actually fought on the same card where we're like, Charles doesn't have the armbar. Oh, he has the armbar. Like, you just don't see it. Even the opponent's like, I'm good.
Yeah, I actually got a $50K recharge bonus for that one, so that was a big W for me.
Especially as a bottom fighter, you want to be constantly threatening your opponent on top, making them want to work, making them want to get up, get out of your guard. So you see here he's trying to get his hips out a little bit, trying to do some work, but again, with the cage, it's just so hard.
And NAIMOV doing a very good job putting that head against the chin, kind of keeping his opponent flat on both shoulders, and if one shoulder's up, he's always circling back to being flat on both.
Yeah, I mean, Ponce obviously is super dangerous. I mean, he has that big win over the submission over Juan Archuleta, so at any moment he could lock up a submission, but it seems like Naimov is extremely wise to it right now. You know, he's got his head in the center, which, you know, negates a lot of the submissions if you can keep your head in the center. And you can see Ponce, you know, he's wiggling his hips, he's trying to get that angle, but the cage is stopping him from doing that. So it's a good, you know, he has him in a good spot in the cage.
And we see how he was trying to wiggle to both sides, but Naimov, like Jillian was saying, just being smart, using that cage, you know, to his advantage.
It's really just impressive the pressure that he keeps against the cage here and how well he is able to control Ponce when he's trying to switch the angles, get out, throw up submissions, just offer whatever attacks he can from the bottom.
And he's moving a lot. It's not like he's like, I'm going this way, oh, you got me. He's moving.
Yeah, man, and I mean, that cage hurts. It's a really hard metal cage. So, like, when that's scraping against your head, scraping against your back, and for those tuning in, that's not like a soft pillow cage. That's a hard fence cage that literally it's a fence.
And for the fans watching, you see Naimov's head against the chin, just pushing against the cage, against that chin, and just putting that pressure there. That keeps him at center and keeps, you know, Ponce from throwing up the submissions or having the room to throw him up. It kind of looked like he was working there, but the ref says, watch the strikes to the back of the head. I'm going to stand you guys back up.
Yeah, I think you wanted to see him on the feet again.
Ponce moving, changing angles.
Yeah, you see Naimov has that good distance. He uses his hand to frame, and he switches his stances a little bit, throws some nice kicks.
He's vicious with those kicks.
Beautiful double leg to the inside trip. And now the positions have reversed. Ponce on top, inside Naimov's guard, but Naimov trying to hop into the Kimura.
Kimura hunting right here. Oof, but the punches negate that. Wow, we got a
that's
Kimura
deep.
locked in tight. He's about to finish. Is he gonna tap?
Well, how is he even holding on right now?
Wow. He does not want to lose this
That's
fight.
flexible shoulders right there.
Wow. That was in super deep. He had it extended all the way back. I mean, nothing wrong there in the technique of Naimov. It's just, you know, the great flexibility of Ponce, and he didn't want to quit. He didn't want to give up. But now he's hunting for an arm triangle, and he has to mind his P's and Q's there, or else he's going to get choked out.
And I have a small little correction to make. On the stat sheet, it said 37 years old for Naimov. He's actually 27. Oh, and you saw Ponce throw out his mouthpiece.
That's tight.
Oh, with 10 seconds left. So correction, the 27-year-old Muhammad Naimov gets the finish, now entering or going to enter his prime. Still has a few years to do so. And again, training at Team Elevation with Corey Sandhagen doing his thing, putting in the work, and tapping out the ground fighter.
Here you see him just going for that arm triangle, just in so tight, shoving his shoulder just down into the throat and Ponce's just trying to hold on as long as he can, but he just can't. He's trying to hold out those 10 seconds until he get the tap there.
I mean, he even threw out his mouthpiece. Like, he literally picked it out just to give his mouth room and space to breathe. But it just didn't help.
Doing everything he could just to hold on that little bit. He knew he had short time and he was trying to hold on, and as a true fighter, he was trying to fight it out.
And that's how you know how tough and tight that arm triangle scar choke was. And beautiful job by Naimov to be able to work his feet out to transition to that side mount position and put that extreme pressure. It wasn't just arms, it's that shoulder pressure. It was right under the neck, right on those veins. And man, Andres Ponce, again, being the veteran, just could not do it.
It's like there's some things you can tough out. You can tough out an arm bar, but you can't tough out a choke.
Yeah. I mean, he could have gone out, but I mean, is that?
Is it worth it?
But doing his thing, representing Team Elevation. Phenomenal job by Muhammad Naimov. And again, correction, he is 27. My apologies, guys. I got yelled at. Somebody texted me. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But let's take it up for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Larry Folsom stops the fight at 4 minutes, 53 seconds of round number 1. Your winner via head and arm choke out of the red corner, Muhammad Hillman.